Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 3.28%, 62,956. Ethereum up 2.71% to 4190. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, and also gain real wealth in the process. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. One of the fastest and easiest ways to master yourself is to understand that you're worthy and unique. Only you can be you. You deserve kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. Mastering yourself is so important because we bring our emotional state to trading and investing, and of course we bring it to life as well. Rule 300, empower the past. There are a lot of people hurting out there. There's so many things, bad things that happen in our past. There's no doubt that there's not one person alive that has escaped any form of pain. Life is pain, unfortunately, but it's also full of wonderful things, such as inner and outer peace, fulfillment and meaning, purpose and fearlessness, empathy and love. These components of real wealth are attainable for everyone. When we talk about empowering the past, what we're actually saying is that you can look at the past with different eyes. There are many things that make us upset in life. You can think of upset as like holding a hot coal, holding something that burns you. Sometimes we just have to let it go. That sounds easier said than done, but it's a really important facet of life. Often when we hold on to something, it's really an unsolved problem. But unsolved problems can cause anxiety and depression. We can see this little purple minion here. He's like an unsolved problem. And unsolved problems are really quite painful. When we look at unsolved problems, it's really easy to get caught in our head. We can think of all the ways that it's unfair to have the problem, and all the ways to try and fix the problem. It's very difficult to overpower an unsolved problem. We literally have to understand it instead. Anxiety, by definition, is not knowing what to do. We can go a long way towards defeating anxiety when we have a known and actionable plan to deal with that anxiety. Anxiety is really very real in financial markets, and especially in crypto, but it's also, crypto is the way to solve anxiety. As strange as it sounds, anxiety is directly addressed through learning more about crypto and more about emotional control. Turning to KS zone analysis, the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. Zone 1 is the panic zone, Zone 2 the blame zone. This is all about anxiety. Zones 1 and 2 are signified by high anxiety levels, but that's only because there's not probabilistic fearlessness. To overcome anxiety and literally terror, we get into Zone 3, which is the patience and rule zone. Zone 3 is all about probabilistic fearlessness, knowledge, forgiveness, accountability, and learning. It's about having a strategy and having a plan and being true to your word, having integrity, making sure that you fulfill that plan. You act on the plan when specific events are triggered. Zone 4, the meaning zone, is accessible anytime, but the precondition of Zone 4 is gratitude and a sense of worthiness. That's why I always say that quote every single episode: you are worthy. It is so important to understand, and it's really just understanding it. You're here, you're worthy. It's as simple as that. So the real question becomes, how do you move from Zone 1 and Zone 2 into Zone 3? One answer is it's important to take positive control and positive ownership of your life. Many people take negative control and negative ownership. They let negative emotions control them, and this is very easy to do. Absolutely. However, when you take positive control, you're using the lens of gratitude to look at life. There's so many beautiful things to be appreciative of and grateful for. Positive ownership of your life is very different from negative ownership. With positive ownership, you own your life. Negative ownership, your problems own your life. The beautiful thing about the crypto market is literally that opportunities reset daily. It's a living example of life. Opportunities reset daily in life as well. You can literally change your entire being within a day if you so desire. You can look back on the past and say, what did I learn? And you can let go of these unsolved problems. You can take positive control. It is of course a process moving between the different zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, and it does take time, but you can absolutely do it. To all the people out there that are going through any form of problem, of course the community's heart is with you. We all love you. Just understand that things can get better. The sun can come out again, and it does. There's always beauty. You just need to see it. Rule 138, all investors become traders. The trading mindset is very different from the investing mindset. Traders seek to buy on confirmation. Investors seek to buy on security and safety. Unfortunately, there's no certainty in any financial markets, and traders understand this. That's why often investors tend to buy at the top and sell at the bottom. Also, traders have a mindset which allows them to actually understand that there are problems in the market and seek to benefit from the volatility. Investors tend to get into the market, and any negative news tends to shake them out. Getting a trader's mindset, if you're an investor, is one of the single most profitable things that you can ever do. It also goes the other way. Traders can very much benefit from an investor's mindset. Investors hold for the long term. They see out huge swings in volatility. Marrying the two powers, the two strengths of investing and trading is what being a professional trader and being a professional investor is all about. Professional traders use the fear and greed index to buy when there's an enormous amount of fear in the market, and to basically take profits when there's an enormous amount of greed or optimism in the market. We can see that the current fear and greed index is 72. It's just cooling off a little. That is a really good sign. It's a great sign because the market recently has been quite overheated. Before the correction, there was 100% of the supply of Bitcoin in profit. It's come down to 95%. It could come down lower to, for example, around 90%, but that would be fine. That's just a normal gyration in the market. When we look at futures open interest across all exchanges, there's an undeniable relationship between the price of Bitcoin, and we know Bitcoin's gravity impacts every single alt. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, and we can see this open interest dip down recently. It's currently sitting at 24.5 billion. The latest figure from right now is 26.01 billion. And we can see we've got a ramping up of futures open interest. This ramping up of futures open interest is mainly due to the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF BitO on the New York Stock Exchange, and the Valkyrie's Bitcoin BTF ETF on NASDAQ. You can see I was never very good at tongue twisters. That does bring us really nicely into Bitcoin's technical analysis. Bitcoin is currently 62,918. We've seen it get above this critical line of resistance. That is very important, and we've seen the capability of Bitcoin to honor different support levels, one around the 59,000 mark, and one up here, this upward slanting support line that will start to impact the current price at around 62,455. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind. We need to trade what we see, and don't panic. It's really important not to panic. Be aware of the risks. That's what professionals do. We're inherently aware of what is going down in the market and have an upside and a downside risk strategy in play. That just means that you know what you're going to do. You don't have this guy bugging you. You don't have an unsolved problem. Instead, you have a strategy. There's a lot of different things happening in the market at the moment. In episode 296, I talked about the Evergrande scenario. Janet Yellen is potentially going to try and put a capital gains tax on unrealized capital gains. Thank you to Goyubino for pointing that one out. Also, Tori pointed out the FATF recommendations coming out on October the 28th could be of interest, could actually rock the market around. October 29th is the options expiration. On November the 3rd, we have the FOMC meeting. The Federal Reserve and all governments throughout the world are putting an enormous amount of money into the markets, which is in turn causing significant inflation. You can see a lot of inflation related news in the press. The taper tantrum is what is referred to as the problem that occurs in markets when that stimulus is reduced. Basically, markets tend to shake around, if not retrace, if not go into bear markets. Again, point number 2, don't panic. It's just important to be aware of these things. November 16, the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade. That's a really good piece of news. In episode 296, we talked about Mt. Gox. That's basically a rehabilitation program, just basically saying to people, you lost money back in 2013. We're going to remunerate you, rehabilitate that value back. That's around $9 billion worth of value. Please have a look at episode 296 to get a much better, deeper dive on that. The debt ceiling is coming up on December the 3rd. This is an important one because the US government, if it doesn't raise its debt ceiling, and there's no reason why it wouldn't, but we could expect some volatility because special interests are always trying to leverage the political system. That could cause some issues. Then we have the Ripple case. Episode 297, I discussed that. That is really important to crypto. And there's, of course, all SEC lawsuits flying around. The SEC and various government departments are trying to take on DeFi because it's a direct threat to the banking industry. So the key is, why have I highlighted this green area? I would think that expected volatility would range from around the current price to probably 52,000. It could go deeper down, potentially all the way to around the $50,000 mark. That would be fair. So if you're thinking about deploying your 10-5-10 funds, and this is the question that many people in the community have reached out, I would always say that we have to trade what we see. Trade the chart in front of us is really important. But the 10-5-10 fund would simply try to take advantage if any unexpected downside pressure occurs. And you can see there's so many reasons why that could occur. But the key is, please do not panic. Coming back to KS zone analysis, Zone 1 and Zone 2 are all about panic. It's like a light switch. People tend to be all in or all out. They require 100% certainty to be 100% correct 100% of the time and zero loss. It's like having to hit the dartboard with a dart 100 times, but always get the bullseye. It's never going to happen. Zone 1 and Zone 2 is the investor's mindset when they get into the crypto market. Zone 3 and Zone 4 is the professional trader's mindset or the institutional mindset. It's about probabilities. It's about scaling in and scaling out. Having a strategy. If things go right, I'll do this. If things go wrong, I'll do that. So when I say don't panic about these things, it's really important not to panic. Just be aware of it. And we're going to take a long-term view at crypto. Crypto is the single best industry you could ever be in. And always remember, price is always moving in a wave. It's going up and then down, up and down. It's just natural price action. Don't let the markets cause you any anxiety. If we look back at the past bull run, the 2016 bull run, which was the run to the exponential blow off top, we can see 20, 30, even 40% reductions were just on the cards. If you think like this, everything gets better because you just prepare yourself for the unique buying opportunities through the 10-5-10 volatility fund. Turning to Ethereum's technical analysis, we can see Ethereum is currently 41.92. We can see this upward support line has held very well. We can see the upward resistance line has also held the price quite well. We can see that the Altair upgrade is just about here. Now that is really quite positive for Ethereum. The key understanding with Ethereum is when Bitcoin changes in price, Bitcoin's gravity will play out on Ethereum. Not necessarily instantaneously, but very close to it. If we see large drops in Bitcoin's price, we would expect that volatility to also play out on Ethereum. What I've just done here is to give you an idea of where that volatility could potentially play out. It could play out from the current price down to about 3,300. Now, this is not guaranteed, but we always know the price is always moving in a wave, and volatility is inherent in the crypto market. So we always seek to take advantage of this volatility. We've got very good support at 36.49, 35.90 and 33.19. And it does take time for volatility to play out. It's not something like you could potentially place an order at 36.49 and say it will need to be filled tomorrow. Sometimes it can take weeks for these things to be filled. Rule 109, enhance pattern recognition. This is an incredibly valuable skill to have. Looking through the top cryptos, we can see the graph GRT is having a party time, and Solana not doing too badly as well. Good on you, MATIC. Up and at 'em. And DOT and Link, AVAX, FTT, Ethereum, BNB, Algo, DOGE, Axie Infinity, XLM, Uni, Atom, and then Bitcoin. We're going to look at the first 8. Bitcoin, we can see this particular line, this bluey dotted line, is from the sell-off, the correction in Bitcoin's price, and then that's just duplicated across every single chart that we will see at that exact time. We can see Bitcoin is above that sell-off line. Ethereum slightly above, Binance Coin below, ADA Cardano significantly below, Solana above, XRP below, Doge below, DOT above. Now, why do we look at this line? When you are trading and investing, you want something that has momentum on your side. The more momentum you have, for example, with Bitcoin, this is significant momentum. You can avoid a lot of mistakes if momentum is on your side. If negative momentum is on your side, you can lose a lot of money. That's why it's really important to understand what has the market's focus. We can see here Cardano. Cardano is a top crypto and will likely rally, but we need to see it repair itself to gather its momentum to push its way up. Then that is the ideal time to get in. Looking at the next day, we can see Algo is breaking above this resistance. It's starting to break out. That's an early warning signal for a potential positive move. Early warning for a positive. I like it. Early opportunity identification system. We can see SHIB is breaking out. These kind of breakouts can get very choppy. Just be aware of the volatility if you're in SHIB. Looking at Luna, Luna is looking really good. It's got a lot of positive momentum. As we see with a lot of cryptos, they tend to coil and then explode. We can see Uni is still under resistance, but it's certainly making its way forward. We can see AVAX is over resistance. That is looking good. Chainlink is seeking to repair its damage and get back up to that previous Bitcoin sell-off line. We can see Litecoin doing pretty much the same, just making its way, marching up to take out the previous high from when the sell-off occurred. And we can see the same thing with Bitcoin Cash. Having a look at the next day, Stellar is doing quite well. It's just getting up to this previous sell-off line. And happy birthday to Beardy. He loves it when I say Stella, and he wants me to put an R. Stellar. Good on you, Beardy. Happy birthday, my friend. MATIC, Polygon, making its way up, getting supported, looking good, MATIC. Cosmos, Atom, getting above this resistance, turning it to support. Nice cradling action in there. That is also looking good. Filecoin still under resistance. Looking at ICP, ICP is seeking to break out. It's had a lot of weakness recently. I would suggest that you look at Guy's work from Coin Bureau on ICP. He did quite a good expose on ICP in there. Axie Infinity is also seeking to break out. It's looking quite good. It's got a lot of positive momentum. It's close to breaking out. It hasn't got there yet. Atom is looking more effective from that perspective technically. If we look at FTX, FTX is making its way up. We can see FTX wants to party. Tron is consolidating. It's wobbling around a little bit at the moment. Looking at the next day, we can see Ethereum Classic below the sell-off in Bitcoin and having a nice degree of support coming up to a potential breakout in price. Good luck, Ethereum Classic. Phantom, FTM, looking very beautiful from a technical perspective. THETA token, also looking quite good. We can see this upward support here. It's looking quite nice. Got a bit of room to go before it takes out this particular resistance above, but looking quite nice. HBAR, seeking to get above resistance. Also got some resistance above. It's not cleared yet, but it is looking quite good. Tezos, a little bit under pressure, but seeking to get above this once support, now resistance. Go Tezos. When we look at Cake is still below resistance, but it's consolidating up. It's making its way up. It's seeking to gather momentum to break out. EGLD, Elron, is looking very nice from a technical perspective, but always remember, when price goes up like this, it tends to come down as well. So we want to play the volatility angle. Monero, XMR, we can see it's doing quite well. It's pretty much an example of what we were just talking about. It hit around $300. It's back to around $285. These particular spikes in price fluctuate a lot, but we can see that there's a degree of upward support happening here. Ooh, my naughty mouse. There you go. We can see that support is upward. There's another upward support line here. It can come back to potentially 280, 275, and then we would expect it to bounce again. Turning to the next date, we can see EOS making its way up. There's quite a lot of patterns that are actually reverberating through here. We can see that upward momentum, a resistance overhead. Looking at the graph, look at this choppy price action. From a trading perspective, this action is fantastic. When something goes up the wall, up the lift, it comes down the stairs. Up the lift, down the stairs. Up the lift, what do you reckon? Down the stairs. Would be very fair. AVAX is under resistance. Flow, under resistance. And looking quite weak actually. Clayton is just consolidating around at the current time, but it looks like it really wants to party. When it's going to get going, I think it's going to get going. IOTA consolidating, just under resistance, but certainly making its way up. Quant is always a very, very powerful particular crypto. We can see this explosive action and then the consolidation. It's just seeking to consolidate. We'll just keep our eye on that. KSM, Kusama, making its way up, starting to overcome resistance. Wow, go Kusama. Rule 94, let price come to you. This is a really important rule. We can see it playing out in GRT, the graph. Let price come to you means that we don't chase price. We're a pretty cool community. We just sit back and let price come to us because we buy at levels of support. We don't mind if we miss a move. We don't mind if something doesn't get filled because the nature of crypto is that it's really volatile. Let's have a look at the next date. We can see NEO still under resistance but consolidating. It's seeking to make a move in either direction. Waves still under resistance but coming up this level of upward support. Harmony 1 continuing to look magnificent. We can draw a line from the cluster of price action here to the cluster of price action here and seek to understand where an upward support line would be or could be, and we can see actually that plays out very nicely. Harmony went up, went back, and then went forward. So this is honoring around this line. Don't forget, crypto is really spiky. If you use conventional technical analysis, it will get eaten. That's why so many conventional TA courses just do not apply to crypto. I said there's a rule that crypto eats technicals for breakfast, and it does. Stacks looking kind of nice. You have to be very careful how you do your technical analysis in the crypto market for a large variety of reasons. For one, crypto is exponential by nature. Normal technical analysis is more linear. Now we can see with stacks, it's coming up to a level of support. It's got a bit of positive air in there. Ooh, go stacks. Maker is showing quite a degree of weakness, quite below the line. Let's have a look at Rune. Rune is in definite party mode. Sometimes when you layer buy, you will not get your buys filled. And if that's the case, that is just the case. And we deal with that. Rune is looking good. Well done. This is why I often say that if you are getting into a crypto, you can place a buy order at or near the current price. Don't chase the price. Chasing the price is never a good idea with crypto. We can come back in potentially a week's time and look at Rune again and just say, I wonder if this comes down. It's like saying, I wonder if this one's going to come down. Oh yeah, it did. What about this one? Oh, yes, it did. The bolt here, oh, it came down. The bolt there. This is why you don't worry about chasing price, and why it's fantastic to also have an investor's mindset. BitTorrent still under resistance, but it's really starting to consolidate. I can see some interesting things potentially occurring. Now, why did I say it's under resistance? If we cluster, get this price action here, and get this price action here, and just draw it down, it's still under resistance, but it's seeking to consolidate. Nice. HNT seeking to consolidate, and it looks like it could be preparing to break out. Let's turn to the community favorites. VRA, Veracity, looking really good. Very strong upward support here, and also a breakout. Well done, VRA. Icon is looking very interesting as well. It's seeking to break out from this resistance. Icon has a history of powerful moves. OMG is also looking really good. So much technical support coming through here, and the price is seeking to get above this. OMG is looking quite nice. Ravencoin, we can see Ravencoin has actually overcome resistance, and it's seeking to consolidate around that level. That is very, very positive. We can see Multivac, MTV, and who doesn't want their MTV? I think you have to be a certain age to remember MTV. Anyway, we can see MTV has cleared a lot of resistance here, and as it's cleared it, it's taken off. Well done. MTV holders. We can see Cartesi. Cartesi is by nature a very spiky crypto, and those spikes can be very profitable to trade. We can see that Cartesi is seeking to break out. These intention spikes say it wants to go higher. Cartesi wants to party. Let Cartesi party. YFI. We can see that YFI is on the other side of this one support. It's just mild resistance, but we do have to keep it in mind. There's a degree of consolidation occurring here at the moment. CRV, pointed out yesterday as one of the favorites, is doing really well. Crypto is inherently volatile. If we just go back and look at Cartesi, we had a really big rallying of price up to this top, and then it dropped down literally 33% and now rallied again. The incredibly important thing with crypto, you want to use the volatility for you, not against you. As a trader, with a trader's mindset, we seek to buy down. We don't always get it. Sometimes price gets away from us, but that's part and parcel of the market. That's not anything to worry about, because the probability is that it will retrace. Let's have a quick look across the main markets. We can see the VIX Volatility Index. The fear has come out of the market. What happens when fear comes out of the market? The Nasdaq, S&P 500, Dow, and all the other indices, they tend to rally. We can see this is looking really good. When the indexes rally, what tends to happen to the dollar? It tends to go down. When the indexes go down, the dollar tends to go up. You can see it as almost a flight to safety. When we can see comparing Bitcoin, Bitcoin is coming up very nicely. The bond prices continue to come down, but they're starting to consolidate. The yields are going up, but they're starting to go down a little. Gold futures, gold finally is making its way up. Good on you, gold. Gold is just a beautiful thing. I really love gold, especially digital gold, Bitcoin. Let's have a look at light crude. It's making its way up very powerfully. Looking at investment substitutability, the S&P 500 up 33%, gold only down 6%, that's much better than what it was, and Bitcoin up 368% for the past 12 months. I'd like to say thank you to all the very kind and generous community members who reached out and bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. Thank you so much, everyone. I'd like to thank JB and Alex. Alex said that what we seek to do in our community is we seek to make better traders and also better people. I think that's very nice of you to say, Alex. And a very beautiful statement, a very beautiful thing from Michael Leone. I think this is so gorgeous. Hello, Mr. Can. Hello, guys. We watch your show all the time with our daddy. He always tells us what a very nice guy you are. Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you for helping us by helping our dad. How beautiful. We love you. I love you too. And we pray for your health and happiness. Oh, thanks so much. You're so beautiful. We are 9 and 7 and we love you. I love you too. And I think we just got the most incredible community filled with incredible people. It's just an honor to know everyone. A very large focus of our community is on real wealth. To attain real wealth, you must overcome setbacks, losses, and disappointment. Setbacks, losses, and disappointment impact every single human being. They create unsolved problems that can lead to anxiety and depression. One potential way to hit that unresolved problem head on is to replace anger or grief or a sense of loss with gratitude and appreciation. Attaining real wealth is made much easier when you understand that you're worthy and unique. You deserve kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.